What's going on, people, and welcome to my Game 17 recap plus Game Week 18 coming up thick and fast. So you'll see my team currently as it's set up. I've got one free transfer to make. I haven't made it. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do on it yet, so I'll get into that in a little bit. But first up, let's have a look at how I did in Game Week 17. So as you can see, total points, I had 57. Average was 40. Massive increase in terms of improvement in total points from last week. I only got 26 total points, which was shocking. I know a few people struggled last week, so to get 57 this week was very nice indeed. So I had 2 for Neto. The game with Tom Lockyer, we all know what happened there. I'm not sure as to when that game's going ahead again. I think they're playing the whole game again, it looks like, so I'm not sure what's happening with that at the moment, but I got 2 for him currently. Whether or not that'll change, I'm not sure. Ben White, I had, got me 5. Played the whole game against Brighton. They won 2-0, so very pleased with that. Tsimikas got me 7. A lot of people scared to have Tsimikas in because he doesn't always start, but I put faith in him and ultimately played the whole game as well against United. It was a 0-0, obviously, so clean sheet, always nice. 7. Anderson, they got a draw against City, but he did pick up a yellow card. So he got a -1 for that and conceded a goal as well. Obviously, they did get a point in the end, played 90 minutes, but cancelled itself out and got 0 from him, unfortunately. Foden, who has been one of my best performers this season, got me 5 against Palace. Got an assist, obviously, again. I think he's having a great season. Played the whole game as well. Cole Palmer was my standout performer this week against Sheffield United. I kind of fancied him for that game, but it's hard to put your 100% trust in any Chelsea player, really, even Cole Palmer, because they are inconsistent. But clean sheet, he got an assist and he scored, so it doesn't get much better than that. I should have just captained him and put a bit more belief in it, but still got 3 bonus points for him, 14 altogether. Delighted with that. John McGinn, second week he's in, away to Brentford. They won 2-1. He played 90 minutes. Only got me 2, but they've got a decent fixture coming up against Sheffield, so I'm going to keep him in for that. A captain Saka didn't really work. They obviously won 2-0 against Brighton. Didn't play the whole game. Played 88 minutes. Got a clean sheet, obviously, but yeah, only got 6 for him, which was a bit disappointing. Darwin Núñez was terrible again, and he is one that I'm looking to get out very soon, potentially in Game Week 18. I'll talk about that a bit more in a moment. 0-0 draw, obviously, played 77 minutes. Did get a yellow card, though. Only got a point for him. Ollie Watkins scored 2-1 away win to Villa against Brentford. And he scored a goal in that. Got me 3 bonus points, 9 points altogether. Very pleased. And I viced Dominic Solanke, and obviously the same case for him as Neto, with that game getting abandoned. I've currently got 6 for him, but I don't know whether that will remain. And then on the bench, as you can see, Flecken for Brentford was my other keeper. He got 2. Hwang Hee-chan got 2. Matty Cash got 2, and Trippier obviously didn't play. Despite Newcastle winning, I wouldn't have got anything for him anyway. So I think I made the right choice in terms of who I benched this week. So very happy with it overall for Game Week 17 and the return I got. Big improvement on 26 from Game Week 16. So yeah, happy with it. So going into Game Week 18, as you can see, this is currently the team I have set up. I've gone with Neto again in goal, who are away to Forest. I expect Bournemouth to at least get a draw in that game, hopefully. See, Flecken has a blank as well for this game week, so non-brainer, Neto in goal. I've kept White in. They're away to Liverpool, which is a very tough game, but they could get something. One of the best defences in the league. Tsimikas, again, like, I've covered both bases here with a defender from each in this game, so did me well last week. Tsimikas remains in, and he will remain in until Robertson comes back. Anderson hopefully will do better for me this week. He always starts for Palace, so I rarely take him out. And against Brighton, it could be tricky, but they're at home. I think that they could win that game, so Anderson. Hwang Hee-chan stays in. They've got Chelsea, but they are at home, and I think they could cause them problems. He is their main goal threat as well, so Hwang. Cole Palmer, again, cover both bases with this game. Away to Wolves, obviously. Could easily get some numbers again. John McGinn, who I currently have the captain's armband on because I do have Watkins, as you'll see, but I feel like McGinn is very underrated in terms of his creativity and he can pop up with goals. Plus, if I captain him and he gets an assist and scores, and they get a clean sheet, like, you're going to get more points for that than Watkins if he maybe just scores 1 goal. That's my thinking with a captaincy on McGinn. They've got Sheffield United, they're at home, and I think he could rack up quite a few points if he at least gets an assist and a goal, or even a clean sheet. You get that clean sheet bonus with a midfielder. So, yeah, McGinn is my captain at the moment, but we'll wait and see if that remains. You'll find that out in next week's video, obviously, on the recap. Saka, away to Liverpool. A tough game again. Didn't do great last week for me with that 6 he got. I was expecting more. I'm not expecting a ton this week from him, but he's always a threat, so we'll have to wait and see. Darwin Núñez is currently in the team, but I'm kind of waiting on tonight's game for Chelsea against Newcastle in the Carabao, because I've got my eye on Wilson. Now, depending on if he plays tonight, I know Isak is currently out. Once Isak comes back, he's not guaranteed minutes, Wilson, unless they both play him together, which they can do. I have had Wilson most in the last few years in my team, and I think he is a very good player for FPL. So Wilson is one I'm thinking about bringing in for Núñez, but it kind of have to wait until I see if he plays tonight for Newcastle. Plus, with Wilson, you're not guaranteed the minutes because he is injury prone, but when he does play, he ultimately scores. So that is my plan at the moment, is to potentially get Wilson in for Darwin Núñez, but I got to wait on tonight's game to see what happens with that. Ollie Watkins, again, Sheffield United at home. Watkins is a stable feature in the FPL team most weeks. He's going to return on something. Could captain him. A lot of people are captaining him, but a lot of people don't have a Villa midfielder to go with a Villa striker. So, like I said with the McGinn thing, if he assists and scores or they get a clean sheet, he'll get more than Watkins, if I'm thinking about it right. Watkins is there, and Solanke is my vice again at the moment, away to Forest, just because I like the fixture setup. I fancy Bournemouth to go to Forest and potentially win that, and I think Solanke will be a big part in that if they do. Yeah, it's a tricky one to call, though, this week for the captaincy and vice for me. Some tricky games. You could potentially captain Palmer against Wolves, but I think Wolves will cause Chelsea problems. So it's a tricky one. There might be a bit of a change for me with Núñez coming out, potentially. You have to wait and see on the recap next week for that. On my bench, then, I've got Flecken, who's got a blank anyway, so he won't feature. Trippier is my first sub. They are away to Luton, and I actually feel like Luton could cause them problems, so I have benched Trippier. It could be a huge mistake if Newcastle go win and he gets an assist, but I fancy Luton to get something from that game. Cash is my second sub. I don't think he'll start against Sheffield. If he does, I don't think he's been great this season, and I think Trippier will return on more points anyway. So, and then I've got Foden in last place, who's also got a blank, so he won't feature. So that is what I'm going with at the moment. As I said, the captaincy, I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with McGinn. The vice, pretty sure I'll keep it on Solanke. The only thing I'm thinking about changing is taking out Núñez, potentially, for Wilson, or maybe someone else, but Wilson's the only one that's calling out to me. I don't feel like there's a great deal of other forwards I want, really. Maybe Jesus, but I'm not confident he's a little bit like Núñez, that they don't return a lot. But he's on a good run in the last 2 games, Jesus, so... But they're away to Liverpool, so it's very hard to predict. As I said, Wilson is the only one that's calling out to me, and that is a bit of a gamble as well. So that is my thoughts on this week's team, guys. Let me know what you're doing with yours in the comments. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know how you did with your total points. Did you improve on last week? I'll see you guys soon.